All right, happy Sunday. Today's gonna be just A2P training. I'm gonna go through a school lesson from lead assistables or lead indicator.ai, and we're just gonna follow their A2P process because I need to get A2P verified. So let's go through this. I'll start from scratch.
Before you finalize your A2P10 DLC registration, 3 important tasks must be addressed. A designated landing page with a correct contact form has been prepared for you. Make sure to upload this page to your website and note the URL, as it will be used in one of the messages in the wizard. Sample texts that comply with the required standards have been provided regarding the messages. These messages can be found in the lesson alongside the walkthrough video. Customize them to align with your business while ensuring the compliant language remains unchanged. When completing the registration, ensure your name and address match the details on your original EIN letter from the IRS. If you no longer have the initial letter, refer to the instructional video below for guidance on obtaining a replacement. What is A2P 10DLC? For numerous small businesses aiming to engage in text message communications, the most cost-effective approach involves using a 10-digit code number. This specific method is encapsulated by the abbreviation 10DLC. As of 2023, major U.S. carriers like AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile have introduced mandatory 10DLC registration requirements. These requirements serve a dual purpose, establishing a verified environment for business messaging and enhancing the reliability and credibility of SMS interactions. Conforming to the 10DLC regulations is pivotal for businesses, as it prevents potential penalties, message blockages, and escalated fees imposed by these prominent carriers. The process of attaining approval, overseen by the TCR, also recognized as the campaign registry, unfolds over 4 to 6 weeks. Thus, initiating this procedure without delay is strongly recommended. It's important to note that our organization must be more involved in the approval process. However, we have simplified the system to assist you in collecting the requisite information and facilitating your registration. This training program centers around precisely these objectives. A 2P10 DLC is a mechanism to ensure validation and consent for messaging through 10-digit long code numbers. Undertaking the registration process is imperative to align with carrier guidelines. The carriers are poised to block messages on July 5, 2023. Please complete the registration before August 31, 2023, to ensure a comprehensive blockade of all your messages, rendering you unable to transmit SMS text messages. The primary carriers devised the A2P10 DLC process to offer multiple advantages to business owners, enhancing the messaging quality. This procedure guarantees an elevated standard of messaging traffic by validating and confirming SMS transmissions directed at end users via long code phone numbers. The outcome is an enhanced level of message delivery and dependability. Moreover, this mechanism ensures authentic and consensual communication, leading to a significant reduction in spam. The regulations for registration guarantee that businesses and messages categorized as application to person, a 2P, are both authenticated and consented to. This process fosters customer trust and diminishes the probability of being classified as spam. Consequently, you can anticipate an enhancement in message deliverability, simplifying compliance with the 2P10 DLC guidelines, and an augmented likelihood of successful messages reaching recipients' mobile devices. These factors collectively assist businesses in reaching their target audience more efficiently and curtailing the likelihood of disruptions. By adhering to the A2P10 DLC guidelines, businesses effectively mitigate the risk of disrupted messaging services. Conforming to these guidelines also ensures a seamless and uninterrupted messaging capability, contributing to a positive user experience. Verified and legitimate messaging drastically lowers the incidence of unsolicited or unwelcome messages, thereby heightening customer contentment. By harnessing the potential of a 2P10 DLC, businesses are equipped to uphold regulatory compliance, convey messages consistently, and cultivate stronger customer relationships through a foundation of trustworthy and consent-driven messaging practices. What happens if I don't register? All US 10 DLC phone numbers necessitate registration. This obligation, however, does not extend to phone numbers situated beyond US borders, nor does it encompass toll-free 800 numbers or short codes. The carriers intend to initiate a progressive obstruction of messages commencing on July 5, 2023. Following August 31, 2023, any unregistered 10 DLC messages will encounter complete blockage. In this lesson, we will talk about setting up your business profile. Within your business profile settings, there exist 2 checkboxes that require attention. Proceed to the Settings section on the left-hand sidebar and choose the Business Profile option. Upon accessing the screen, a plethora of checkboxes emerges. You should scroll down to the General Settings box in the middle of the right-hand column. This box encompasses 2 checkboxes that demand verification. The initial checkbox pertains to ensuring SMS compliance by incorporating an opt-out message. The second checkbox is concerned with SMS compliance by including sender information. For the former, we propose the input stop to signify opting out, while for the latter, indicate you are now opted into insert your company name. It is imperative to ascertain that these checkboxes are selected. As you submit your registration for approval, these messages are pivotal components of the process.
Okay, so I'm following this, but it seems pretty outdated, so I might just use the SOP. Looks like it might get me through it a lot quicker too. So Business profile. Oh, sure. I need an EIN. Okay. I don't know if I upload this video, but it's maybe helpful to someone, so I might just keep this going and get a bunch of work done I need to get done. Let's hope no one steals my information. If you do, shout out to you. I'll find you. I'll kill you. Yeah, I manage my own stuff. Okay. So for questions where we're like, I don't know, I don't want to get sued, I just go over here, ChatGPT. I just drop this in here, and ChatGPT is a lot smarter than me, so I don't even have to even ask it a question. It'll probably know the context. Change this to the better model. Outsourcing my problem solving. Can it change? Please send me fan mail, guys. Please. You gotta pay for this shit? Okay. Can't show this, guys.
Got it. Let me confirm that number, 33093-12073. Is that correct? Just to clarify, though, I'm Alexandria with NAXPRT, and I'm here to show you how AI automation could help your business with calls and leads. Are we still good to move forward with the demo today?
Sure.
Awesome. Instead of just explaining what we do, I'd love to.
What the heck? I don't know what's going on there, but I can't show that. I have to pause this real quick. Okay. Got this right here. Status approved. Business entity filing acknowledgement. Guys, very important to organize your documents. If you're like me, you're just gonna lose them. Okay, now we have a statement of information. Why do you need this? I believe, well, you don't need it. Don't really need this at all. But if you want to open a business checking account, this is pretty important, because when you go in there, they're gonna ask you for your statement information. They're gonna ask you for your formation documents, and they're gonna ask you for your EIN. And so if you want to take payment, you need that. And the reason that I am doing that is just I'm trying to get everything official, just so I can make sure my A2P 10 DLC is all working and handy dandy. So I don't want any problems with that. I don't want to have to worry about it later too. So I'm just trying to get it out the way right now. How to get an EIN. Stuff is a little bit annoying. I've done it before, but freaking forgot how to do it, so. There's no way, dude. So you can't apply for an EIN on Saturday or Sundays for some reason. I guess they have some manual improvement. Whatever, dude. Okay. Well, did that for no reason. Let's ask, what is articles statement of information for? Also, guys, I got a energy drink here, so on that little cut, did some sneaky stuff. Complete waste of time doing all that. Okay. Okay, I can't do A2P, guys. I lied. This video is not gonna be on A2P. I will do that tomorrow. I might cut this here. I might just keep it rolling. I don't even know. We'll do A2P tomorrow. I don't even know what you would call my type of videos. This is just gonna be like just a work session with Sebastian. Okay. So I'm trying to fulfill myself, like set up my snapshots for NAXPRT. But before I do that, let me fix what is messed up with my onboarding flow, or like my intake. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to get everything set up on the back end so I can start selling again. Because I said screw fulfillment and I was trying to sell, and I was able to sell pretty easily. And then I just got super stressed out because of the fulfillment and onboarding and all this stuff. And so I'm like, hey, let me make sure I'm really confident in this back end stuff. And I got it going good. So then I can just not worry about it at all and just focus on selling, which is what I love to do. So I have to get this nitty gritty stuff out of the way, which is no problem. It's just gotta work. So this is how I made my onboarding flow right here. Also, I'm gonna quickly change these buttons. I've been hating these for so long. This handy dandy color picker wheel, such a cool tool, allows you to pick any color. Hello. There we go. Eyedropper. And I can go in here. Change this colors. There we go. So now all these buttons match from the left to the right to the top. I like that a lot better. Still know why he's not centered. It's okay though. Not that big of a deal. Okay, let's do this. Shout out to Cole, he let me know there was a missing N right here. So that's a quick fix. Page 3. Sorry if I'm not talking too much. I'm trying to get just better at just doing the work. I have a shit ton of work to do, so I need to just be a lot more efficient. Don't even know if it's called onboarding. I'm gonna change this flow a bit. Make this intake. This one's broken. Super easy. Look at that. And then which one was it? Tech notifications was broken. CRM, if any. There needs to be an easier way to scroll down to these. Dope. Okay, now I can do what I actually want to do. Dope, dope, dope. Oh. Shout out to Amber, super cool for always giving this information, not charging anything, about $1 amount. Amber, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you. Coming for you guys' agency. I'm in the baby phases, but we coming. I feel it. We coming for y'all. These AI guys. Okay. Focus. What do I need to do? I need to fulfill myself as much as I can, and then tomorrow I can do A2P and wait on notification and then set up my SMS. But to do that, I'm going to make a demo workspace. Switch to agency view. Maybe I can load an account snapshot directly into a demo one. It's because I have these snapshots right here. This one is like all I need, I believe. Can't get his logo just right. It's always bothering me.
What's up?
Yo,
What are you doing?
just working. Whatever. It's gonna be for now. check out the string cheese. Yo, okay. Ugh, that cheese was ass for some reason. Ugh. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. So, hold on, I gotta get that taste out of my mouth. Tastes like ass. So, by the time I finish recording this, guys, I'm gonna have everything in this automation fulfilled for myself. Cause it's been a pain in the ass. Like, I need to start automating where I can, right? Like, not manually trying to follow up with my clients, not manually trying to send them calendar invites. I'm gonna automate all this shit. So I have till 6 to go to church. It's only 12:13. We got a lot of time in a day. And we're running into our first problem right here, which is it's not connecting. Let me delete this motherfucker. Wow, that was quick.
Welcome, Mr. Sebastian. We have you here in the queue. Your advisor will invite you in by sending you a pop-up message on the Zoom screen any minute from now. Stay connected.
Hola Sebastián, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, hola, ¿me oyes?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You hear me fine? Test,
I
test.
can't hear you.
Oh no, one sec. Hey, test, 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 test. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Very good, sir. Can you tell me a relationship number? In that way I can just check in.
My relationship number?
Yeah.
What would that be? What do you mean relationship number?
Not an issue. You can just share your screen. I'll
Yeah.
just guide you through from where you can find it.
Okay.
And we can start with the onboarding. You're here for onboarding, right?
No, I came here. I clicked on the Assistables support feature, and then it brought me here. I'm not sure.
Okay. Like this is basically if you want to set up your account, we can just help you out setting up your account
I've set up a
and giving
couple.
you a detailed information regarding the platform.
It's just because I'm running into this problem with no active CRM connection. I have another sub account. I've had two before that were connecting with Assistables, but I'm not sure why this one's not connecting.
That is basically for AI assistant, but we don't have our own assistant to like if you want to use that one. Like earlier you were using some platform before
I'm
Go High
using
Level?
yeah, assistable.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So you can go back to the Go High Level account and there we can see because that's a third party app that's not with Go High Level.
Yep.
This is a third party marketplace app.
So you guys would not be able to help me with that?
No, you only those person can help you.
Okay, my bad.
Oh,
The Assistables their support feature brought me to GoHighLevel. I'm sorry about that. No worries.
yeah.
All right. Have a good one.
Within Go High Level, if you can help, we can help you.
Okay. Appreciate
You do
it.
have a good one.
Yeah. I don't know about that. That was some bullshit, guys. GoHighLevel support. I don't know about that. The guy was speaking a million miles per hour. I could not comprehend. My brain was too slow for that. Let's see. Unavailable. Huh. There we go. Issue fixed. Boom. Fuck them guys. We don't need nobody, guys. We got this. Alright. We are 44 minutes into this. What have we accomplished? Nothing yet. We found out that we need to get A2P, start the process tomorrow. We got our articles of information done. We fixed a little bit on the website, and now we're going to start this deep learning session. This is probably going to be a pain in the ass, but let's get right into it, guys. Let's do it. Okay. So by number here. Bruh. Can I sell this number? I don't want it no more. Frick me. Okay, whatever. We'll try learning with this. Doesn't matter.
So like the office is like this, but I have one set on the side and one set of background on the other side. So it looks like I'm in two different rooms, but really all I'm doing is rotating my chairs. And that's how I film my YouTube videos. And then we have a green screen downstairs. So really it depends on my mood and the call and who it's with. If it's more casual, sometimes you're just like, I'm just gonna take it from the living room, which is where I'm at right now.
So we're a more casual call for Helena, guys. Just FYI, that's what she's saying.
What?
So we're a more casual call.
Right.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
All right. So
Okay,
I think we have enough to get started in here. We got about 30-something people. Full disclaimer, I didn't even really get to finish the presentation I wanted for today because I was up all night last night with my sick crying baby. So I was up all night, woke up late, had calls, and now I'm doing this. So I still have a presentation. I figured most of today will be live demo stuff anyway. But I'm just, trying to protect myself. It's not as, I only have a few slides. So let's get right into it. Today, the whole purpose of today is to kind of go over fulfillment, which in my opinion is the easiest part of the business, right? Like the hardest part is like getting clients, getting leads, selling, like getting them to agree to what you're selling. And that's the hard part. The fulfilling is you're really relying on the technology. So it's just about like learning how to use it and then learning how to scale it, right? Because that's what we all want to do. Like a lot of us in here don't want to just have one customer or two customers. You want to be able to scale it and set up something repeatable. So I'm just going to go over today sort of like, what does it look like once you get a client, how exactly you can fulfill for them, and then just sort of some tips and tricks on like how to scale that process so that you can start to like, what does it look like when you get 5 clients or 10 clients or something like that. And people are still joining, so let me keep adding them in, and then we'll get right to the presentation.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Bernie and I spoke last night, and the people who are joining in here from product camps, you will also get access to lead match. Bernie, how much is it per lead? But you just had to pay per lead.
Yeah, I think it's like 50 cents a lead. And then there's some that are like $1 a lead, depending if you want the advanced info, like and the B2B stuff. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I think those are around the prices.
Okay.
We'll obviously get some documentation on it. All right. We've had about 15 more people join. So I think we can just get right into it, guys. All right, let me share my screen and then I will get the presentation started. slip. All right, so for those of you who are just joining, today's going to be all about implementation, right? And how to fulfill. So like days 1 and 2 is how to get your clients, how to get leads, how to sell them. And then now it's like, now you have a client, you have somebody who paid you. What do you do then, right? And the good thing is it's not as hard as you think it's going to be. And then once you sort of get it going, a lot of it is repeatable action. So I would recommend that everybody onboard their own first clients at the beginning, but you'll start to realize a lot of it is repeatable stuff that you can document in SOPs, and that's when you can start to source out your onboarding. So let's get right into it. So for the fulfillment process, once you get a client, right, is first you want to be able to fulfill with them right away within 7 days and get it going. After that, you can refine it, optimize it, and improve upon it, right? But the idea is you don't want to be optimizing and improve upon it before you get a client or before you deliver it, because things will always come up. As you get live data in, you'll have to tweak stuff. That's just how it is. People think that sometimes with this AI stuff, it's just set it and forget it. It doesn't work that way. There's always something that needs to be fixed. There's always something that needs to be tweaked. And that's just part of the business, right? So you want to be able to launch right away and then tweak it and improve upon it. So here's kind of an outline of my how I envision the fulfillment, right? When you get a client, you want to have some sort of intake.
Okay, I think I need to change this from this is a client intake, not really a fulfillment of what I created. Okay. I'm just gonna write down some notes here. So 1 is intake.
Form. Now, this is different for everybody, right? So if you have some of my snapshots, I think we have some onboarding stuff in there that we can include the intake form. But in my opinion, it's not really a one size fits all. So this is something that you need to think about yourself in terms of how do you want to run your business? How do you want to handle it? How do you want to look? Because yes, the onboarding, in my opinion, is one of the most important parts of the business. If anybody watches Alex Hormozy, you guys know who Hormozy is, he talks about the moment that a customer has the most buyer's remorse, right? This is going to make or break it, is on the onboarding, right? It's right after they purchase. Okay, so this is your number one thing to nail down. It's not about okay, my AI work and do everything I want it to do. That's important, but the most important thing is the onboarding, right? It's how are you going to treat them as soon as they pay you money, right? As soon as they get you money, what happens next, right? This is a very important step, and this is why to me, it's not a cookie cutter thing. I can give you snapshots, I can give you ideas, but it is ultimately going to be your business, so you have to decide what does that look like, right? What does the onboarding look like? When I was first doing this, guys, I was onboarding every single person myself, right? And so I came up with the process for that. But my onboarding today is a lot different than it was 2 years ago, right? Now we have a self-serve onboarding with videos and stuff like that. It's a lot less personal, and then they can schedule a meeting, right? So you have to decide are you going to be scheduling a meeting with you? Are you going to be scheduling a meeting with the VA? Are you going to be onboarding them the second they pay you? You have to kind of figure out what you want to do when you onboard. And once you start doing it, you'll learn from your mistakes, you'll improve upon it. But it really is something that you need to make yours and make your own business and think about it. One thing that I will say in terms of best practices is when you sell someone, you want to get them onboarded within the week, okay, within 7 days, right? Otherwise, too much time goes by. They lose interest. Because I've had people who pay me and then we still don't get them onboarded. If you take too long, they don't care. People lose interest. So you need to get them onboarded right away. My recommendation is if you're the one taking sales calls and you're doing sales calls, schedule the onboarding call on the sales call, right? So you close them and you'd be okay, we can actually get you onboarded on Friday, right? Are you good at 10 a.m. on Friday? And just schedule it right there. That's my opinion. But you might not be doing a sales call. Maybe they're signing up through a Facebook ad. And so that's why I don't have the perfect onboarding snapshot, because it really depends on how you're selling, right? Is it going to be a sales call? If it's a sales call, try to onboard them right then. If they're buying some sort of package online and they don't even talk to somebody, then the next page would be book a calendar, right? And then there's ways to track, did they onboard, right? Did they attend the onboarding meeting, right? So But these are things that you should track in your pipeline. I'm just hesitant to give a one size fits all because it's not one size fits all. It really depends on how you're selling it, what you're charging. Like some people have a very nurtured sequence and they're charging a lot of money. Others it's like click and sign up, right? But what I do want to emphasize is you need to figure out that process and dial it in and nail it down because the onboarding is going to be where you sort of make and break your retention, right? So figure out your onboarding, get it dialed in, and then after that, you can start to outsource it, right? And this goes back to what I was saying yesterday, is don't try to outsource anything until you perfected it yourself, right? Ideally, like, you'll have, once you get it down yourself, you have an onboarding checklist, and that's something that you can pass off to an assistant, right? But don't just go start hiring people before you've onboarded anybody because you don't know what it looks like and that kind of thing. So let's just go into like a full sort of look like of a live build walkthrough, right? Ideally, you're gonna have like some sort of snapshot, and I guess I have a snapshot that I can share with you. A lot of you already have it, but you're gonna have a snapshot, and then you have to customize the voice. So I think right now is where we can just go right into a live build sort of demo. For like this will be sort of a nice refresher for a lot of you because this part isn't that hard. But if you're brand new, and I know some of you are brand new, this will just teach you how to sort of set up a client step by step right from the beginning. Does that sound good? Put it in the comments if you want me to let's just do it live and go step by step from the beginning. And I can't even see where the chat is, so let me find that.
Woo, let's do it.
All right, there we go. Yes, live, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing this presentation and I'm gonna get into my sub account. All right. Just bear with me, guys. I got a few different screens rolling here. All right. I see. Hello, different screen. All right. Into my sub account. All right. Just bear with me, guys. I got a few different screens rolling here. All right. I see. Hello, Bernie. Hello, Ralph. I'm just reading through the comments. All right, here we go. So here is a snapshot that I have for fulfillment. If you guys are in Lead Indicator, you probably already have this. If you're not and you want it, you can go ahead and have it. We can share it with you. It's in the school group. Now, to me, the reason I made this is so you can scale, right? It's a very simple snapshot and onboarding workflow so that you can scale. I don't by any means try to advertise like this is the best, like the best all be all, best thing you could ever do. Like ultimately it's going to be your business. Ultimately, you're going to want to improve upon it, right? Ultimately, like you're going to be in a different niche and might have different requirements, right? Like if this is really catered towards booking appointments and following up with leads. That's all this is really doing. But depending on your niche, you might go into real estate or mortgage, and there's different things that you want to do. But this is the whole purpose of this is it's simple and it's scalable. Okay, so in this particular snapshot, I believe we have a form for your onboarding form, right? Here it is. Right, so this is what we're using, and then, guys, this is just for the snapshot. You can have a lot more stuff in your onboarding, right? all I'm asking for here is what is the name of their business, right? What is the name of their, like, what is their company website? What is their cell phone? And the reason we want their cell phone is because we're going to be routing the calls to their cell phone number, right? And then here we say, what is your sending from name? What this means is when we have notifications, like going to a prospective client, it'll say like, hey, thanks for reaching out for our window cleaning company, signed name. It'll sign Jerry, Bob, whatever the business owner is, whatever name you want that to come from, that's what we're putting in here. We're sending it from a name. Every notification is going to say from this person. And then if they have an email address, it'll come from their email. So say you're doing a window cleaning company, their email is bob@windowcleaning.com. You put that email here, right? So like now when we have all these notifications that are going to send appointment reminders, whatever it is, now like this is where you can just put in, it's coming like whose name you want it to come from. Okay. That's just my snapshot. You can do this however you want, but this is how.
I see. Yeah.
Can we? I don't know if that's legit.
That's how you think about which email address you want to use, when I can give you access to. Because right now, I can probably give you access to that one, but it just has so much.
Who is talking? I'm lost right now. Can we please mute?
Apologies, that was me. Sorry about
that. Because I can't see anybody right now. I just see my screen. Will you give us the templates that you're showing us? Yes, sir. So Kevin, in the SoL group, I think you can already access it. Well, if you're a customer of Lead Indicator, then yeah. If you're not, then reach out and we can hook you up with it. If you're on Helena's, we can also hook you up with this. But so yeah, let me just. This is how I've come up with like a way to just scale it, right? Because everything else is sort of systematized and templatized and automated, but there are a few variables that you need, which is like, what is the business owner's name? What is your website? What is that? So you do this and you can share this with your client, right? So if you just go here, you can preview it and like literally send this link to the client. Now guys, this is something that I've made after iterations and stuff. I don't want you to get hung up on over like automating everything. When I first got my first dozens of clients, I didn't have this. I literally just had a Google Doc that I would send them, and that's good enough. So if I just say onboarding, probably I'll find it in here. Jeez Louise, let me find it, guys, because I can share that with you. Because I do want you. I don't want to like. I want to protect you guys from trying to over automate stuff. Because then it's just too much to get started, and you'll get frustrated with everything. So I think I know what I called it. It's a questionnaire, is I believe what I called it. All right, I can't find anything in my damn.
It was in there where it said onboarding checklist.
Well, that's an employee onboarding. Yeah, I need to clean up my stuff because I have too many things. It's okay. Well, actually, here we go. Oh, it's Q&A document is what it's called. All right. All right, so guys, this is what, before I try to like automate everything, this is what I was doing forever. It's just this template, right? And so I would just I would close them on the call and I'd be like, okay, before we can get started, I need you to fill this stuff out. So if you don't want to get bogged down in the automations, you're like, what the hell, like what are these variables? Where do they work? How does it do it? If you're not good at custom fields and custom variables, don't try to be. Just literally you can send a document and be like, Mr. Business Owner, I need you to fill this out for me so that way I can build an AI system for you. And I will share this right here in the chat so you guys can have this, because I do not want you to get bogged down by the automations. I really want to encourage you guys to not try to over automate everything. Because even with your onboarding stuff, it'll be like you try to automate it to send something, but then you have a weird custom project and it doesn't trigger the automation. So just be careful of like over automating can sometimes slow you down. And for my first dozens of clients, I just use this Google Sheet. That's all I do, right? I've tried to streamline it with this, and it's like, all right, just fill this out, and look at how much less information we're getting here, right? Like we're not asking any of this stuff. I think it's probably better to have more, but if you're going to automate it, we're just what's your phone number and what is your business, okay? Now in this particular form or snapshot, we don't have a ton of automation. So like we have less automations in here than we have in our personal agency snapshot, just because going back to what I said yesterday, it's simple scales. Keep it freaking simple for them, right? You don't need to get it to do backflips and stuff, right? Most business owners, all they really need is a speed to lead automation, some sort of calendar booking mechanism, and then honestly, that's really what it is. And then you can add other things like a database reactivation, and then we have here some tools where it's like this is going to send them the transcripts of an AI assistant, right? So like that's just like a few extra things where it's like, hey, every time you get a call, we're going to send you the transcript. But other than that, what we have here is, and you guys are free to.
Okay. Sorry, guys. How long have we been recording? Well, I've been working for an hour. I'm tripping. All right, I need to focus up. Okay. Let's get through this. See if I can have it.
Use this. It's just basically like when you get a business owner, these are the automations that are going to reach out to them and have speed to lead. So like when they have an incoming lead, we're tagging the lead, we're sending an internal notification saying, hey, like this is a text message to your business owner. Congrats, you just got a new lead, and then an email notification, right? And see the custom value company name. That's coming from here, right? When they give us that name, now it's filled out here. So if they say our company name is Bob's Window Cleaning, it'll say this on the from email, right? So the from email, the from name, all that stuff, it's filled in based on the variables of the form, all right? But again, you don't have to automate all this if you don't want to. It's just as you start doing it, you'll realize that a lot of it's repetitive and you can't automate it, okay? So all we're doing here is when a lead comes in there's a trigger here, right? Form submitted or Facebook lead form. Now, yesterday I showed you how to do Facebook lead forms, right? So if you're running ads for your client, which is not that hard to do, or you can hire someone to do it, this is one of the triggers, right? You pick the Facebook form that the leads are coming in from, and that's the trigger. Or what you can do is you can use a GHL form. Now, does everybody know how to embed a GHL form into another website? Or do you want me to show you how to do that? Put it in the comments if you want me to show this. Yes, no, please. Show me, please. Okay, we're gonna show them. So here, because a lot of times business owners already have their own websites, right? And if they don't, then that's an opportunity for you right there. You can build one for them. But the way that we're going to capture the lead is through the form. Okay, so now you know what? A good way for me to show this is my rank and rant sub account. Because this is how I got started in all this, is doing lead gen. Okay, so we're using HighLevel as a mechanism to send the text messages, to send the emails, all that stuff. But like they might have a website, some other places they don't want to get on your account, right? So what we're doing here is, so see, these are guys, I'm doing lead gen for all these different cities, right? I have automations for each one. What I'm doing is, if you go to sites and forms, you can build just for each one. What I'm doing, so see. These are guys, I'm doing lead gen for all these different cities. Right, I have automations for each one. What I'm doing is, if you go to sites and forms, you can build a form that then you can implement onto another website. So if we go here to Anderson Concrete, guys, check this out. You go to like Anderson Concrete Contractor. This is a site that I actually run for somebody, right? This site. But then here, this form is not. This form is embedded on the site. So I go here. Geez Louise. If I go to Anderson Concrete Request, all it is this form, right? You see that? Does that make sense? See how it's this form, right? So the website is somewhere else. But the form is my form, and that's what's capturing the lead, and that's what's triggering the automation. So if I go here, if you go to integrate, they make it really, really easy. See it? I have embed code, and you can decide how you want to embed it into a website. If you want it to be a pop-up, if you want it to be on the side. Inline is, to me, the preferable one. That's one where it just sticks right in the website. And then you can say copy embed code, and now you can go to any freaking website builder out there and just embed it, right? So like on GHL, guys, if you're GHL, you don't need to do this. But I'll show you sort of what it looks like on GHL, right? So if we go here, let's just to this random site. If you wanted to embed a form onto this site, and this is how it would work on Wix or Weebly or whatever the hell you're using or whatever they're using, is all of them have some sort of like custom code that you can embed. That WordPress up here at the top, like it has it for them that we kind of right? So it's like a separate website. I'm like, yeah, keep your website. If you don't want me to mess with your website, I don't mess with it. We'll make another one for you. And then it's sort of like fishing, Mr. Business Owner. You have two fishing pools now that can fish your clients, right? So if they have their website and they won't let you touch it, don't worry about it. Just come up with another one. In Lead Indicator, we have 50 different snapshots that you can use for them, right? So don't make an excuse on how you can't capture leads. You either need to work with their website or create a landing page where you're going to capture the lead yourself, okay? So now, because this form is embedded on another site, now it's capturing the leads, and that's what's setting the automation. So if I go here back to in this particular sub account, you will see every single form is a trigger for its own automation. So that's why when we went to automation, see how we have like for different websites. So like the trigger is going to be is the form. That's it. The trigger is the form. Okay, so now let's go back to that other one that I was on, And I just wanted to illustrate that, because when I was brand new, that didn't really make sense to me, but once you figure it out, it's really easy. So that's what this is here. Is the incoming lead is one of the triggers is the form, right? So if you're either building a website for them and you embed the form, or they have their own website and you embed the form, that's the trigger for the lead. Now, if you don't want to do a website for them at all, just Facebook lead form, right? Like the lead form is the trigger. And then all we're doing here is we're adding a tag, new lead. So now we know that like we're interacting with it, doing the notifications, email notifications, updating a pipeline, saying you have a new lead. And then here, what I'm doing is what I always use, I'm just categorizing, is it a website lead or Facebook lead? That's not really necessary. And then I'm adding it to the next workflow, which is reach out to the lead, right? Because theoretically, you could do this all in one workflow. I like to separate it on different workflows. That way, like if one thing breaks, I can isolate it and I can fix things. So I'm basically adding them into this workflow. And something else that I sort of want to illustrate here, guys, is I'm not over reliant on the AI. Okay, so yeah, this is a workflow generating the text. And the reason I do this, there's a couple reasons I do this. One is I'm in more control, right? Instead of getting the AI to follow up forever, instead of like, how can I get the AI to generate its own messages and self-follow up and do all those stuff, and then the AI doesn't do what you want to do, instead of doing all that, I just have a workflow that's going to do it for me, and then I'm really just using the AI to reply, right? So now if someone replies to these text messages, the AI can take over. But in my opinion, it's so much easier to control everything through a workflow and then just have the AI in the background if somebody replies, than to try to get the AI to generate new stuff and do what you want to do. And you can, and it'll work, but to me, this is a lot easier. It's just a workflow, I don't have to do anything, right? And here you'll see it has these custom variables. Hey, this is custom value assistant name from custom values company name, right? Where are these coming from? That's when they fill out that form here. What is the system that they want us to use? What is your company name? Right? So once they fill that out, like those are being saved into custom fields, right? And that's what we're using. So if they want their assistant to be called Katie, we put that in the form and I just say, hey, this is Katie, right? So I fill out the form. And so I'm not using AI here for the text messages, right? I'm waiting 2 hours to see if they reply, then I'm gonna send another text message. I'm waiting a day, I'm gonna send another text message. And guys, this stops on response. This is what I was showing yesterday. In the settings, you can say stop on response. So if we reach out to one of them, like someone fills out a lead form, we reach out to them. If they don't reply, we're gonna reach out to them again. And after a day, they still don't reply, we're gonna reach out to them again, right? And after 30 minutes, like we're just gonna, it's buy or die, like we're gonna keep reaching out to them until they reply. And if they do reply, the workflow stops, but the AI is on. That was the setup here. We're putting on our active tag. That's it, right? We're putting on this active tag.
All right, 1 hour, 15 minutes. I'm gonna take like a 10-minute break. Yeah. All right. I was just shooting the shit for like 5 minutes.
Which just turns on the AI. So if they ever reply, the AI is good to go. All right. So it's as simple as that, guys. It's just a series of workflows. Now, if they don't reply within our first 4 text messages, right? This is like basically within 2 days of them filling out a form. If they don't reply, now we're going to add them to a long-term nurture workflow, which basically is workflow number 4, right? And all this is going to do is this is going to follow them like a week later, right? So we add them to this workflow. And guys, that's for people who did not reply, right? If they did not apply, now we're going to put them in this workflow. We're going to wait 7 days. We're going to remove all tags, update it here to say that they're in the nurture pipeline. Make sure our AI is turned on again, and then say, hey, is this so-and-so, right? Like from whatever, and then we're just going to keep, we're just nurturing them, right? We're just trying to get a reply out of them. Again, it's going to go on forever, but it is a stop on response. If they ever reply to our text messages, we're not going to respond to them again. So guys, these workflows is basically it, right? Like that's what they want. That's what most business owners, they don't have it, right? And it's not overly complicated. You're just doing this for them. Like, hey, when you get a lead, we're going to follow up with them.
Wow.
The AI will take care of
Guys, I want to shake ass on camera, but I can't.
booking the appointments and qualifying them and all that crap. But it's just these workflows. When a lead comes in, we're reaching out to them. Okay, and now we have this workflow. All this is doing is if somebody replies, because I think this is the coolest trigger on a workflow. I didn't know this existed until, I did. But basically, you can have a trigger called customer reply, right? And a lot of you probably know about that trigger, but you can filter to see
Yo, my cat. Yo.
if they replied to a other
Yo, you just broke my shit.
right? So that's what we're doing here is we're reaching out to them on this workflow, right? And if someone replies to it, that's our trigger for this workflow, where all we're doing is now we're going to remove them from the outreach. Right? Like we're going to add a tag since they responded. And we're also
I'm gonna be a G real quick and make sure I give this to my homie Jack. I don't know. I would post this in the AI of Amherst School group. I'm not sure if it's kind of unethical because it's only for the lead indicator. I don't know what lead indicator is. Like, they let me in for free.
So we're using high level here to determine their intent. Because sometimes someone can reply and be like, stop, unsubscribe, like, shut up, wrong number, right? Like that's a reply. And so here what we're gonna do is say, was the intent positive, right? Or was it negative, right? And that's GHL doing their thing, like they're analyzing it and deciding if it's positive or negative. If it's positive, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna send a notification to the business owner, being like, hey, someone just replied to our first question that we're asking them, based on what is your patio size, whatever. Here's what they said, message body. So right here, we're sending essentially the text transcript to the business owner, right? Now, if the reply is considered negative, we're still gonna send it to the business owner because I don't 100% trust the intent, measuring. So I'm gonna say like, hey, our CRM determined that this was a negative intent, but you might want to check up on it anyway, right? And we're gonna give them a message. So I've just found that sometimes like it categorizes it as negative, even if it's not. So this is just something I put in. You don't have to use this, but that's how I do it. So guys, the main speed to lead stuff, yeah, Rico says the GHL intent can be, it definitely can. So this is it, like these workflows, right? Now I believe here, let me go to AI assistant because we can create one from scratch, but I think we have one that utilizes those variables. Let's see. Let me cross my fingers. Boom. All right. So these are the assistants that we're going to use, so that way you don't need to work from scratch. Whoever's talking, can we stop talking or put yourself on mute? That's right. So these are the two assistants. And guys, if you want these here, you know what I'll do is I can give you. Oh, sorry, let me do that. Let me put these IDs in here for you in the chat. So you guys can just copy these. That's the booking assistant. And guys, these aren't hard to create, so you can make your own. But just if you're like lacking on that little creativity, I do it here. Here's the Apple calling system. Okay. And the only thing that makes these unique, because you guys, we go here and create one in 2 seconds, and it'll probably be better, because we want to cater to the business. What we're doing here is, remember on this form, we're like, what is their website? What is their phone number? Like, who are we sending from, right? And we could put some more fields here, like honestly, we probably should. What is your pricing mechanism? What is this stuff? Like, you should have more. This is very scaled down. You should have more questions. Like, you should have all this information, right? But basically, what we can do is in the prompt, see how we're using the custom fields, right? So if they say, yeah, I really want my assistant's name to be Sally, like now it's here. So this is what allows you to scale it, right? The company name, you work the company name. This is your bot name, it responds as fast as possible, right? And you can put other values here, right? You can update this more with the custom values, where you start typing it in. Now, in this prompt, there are some other things that I've added in that naturally the AI will do for you. Is I don't like it when the AI replies to a tap back. So like when somebody texts and say, like when you text somebody and they respond with a like or a love, they click on it and they like it, it shows up in the AI and says, so-and-so liked your comment. And a lot of times the AI, it's like, oh, I'm so glad you liked my comment, right? Which doesn't sound great. So what I have here, and this is something you can use in your prompts, it seems to work pretty well, is just like when you use a reaction message by liking and loving it, treat this as an acknowledgement of positive affirmation, not as a message requiring detailed response. Okay, so that's like something else that I just add that into all of my prompts, right? And now here, this is how I'm doing it for this particular prompt, but I do recommend you tweak this based off your use case. So here I'm saying you're talking to the user through a Facebook ad, right? Because they're requiring the okay, here's context. If any time they ask you to call them, ask for their number if you don't already have it, and use your tools to update the details. And then use the tool. Add tag AI phone call to add a tag.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto 69th Avenue East, Whitfield Avenue.
Hey, Bernie, if you want me, do you want to make me a co-host so I can meet people?
Sure. Someone said, Bernie, you can take a breath occasionally. Do I talk too fast, guys? All right.
No, you're cool.
The light, turn right onto 69th Avenue East, Whitfield Avenue.
You know what? I could just mute everybody. How's that?
Hilarious.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody, and then you'll have to unmute afterwards. And Helena, I did just make you a
Guys, I'm getting some new hardware in probably in a month, man, because this sucks. Look at this. Please load. What is taking so long? Is it this Google Doc eating up all my resources? I think so.
So like the office is like this, but I have one set on the side and one set of background on the other side. So it looks like I'm in two.
Update it here to say that they're in the nurture pipe, but you might want to check. Okay, everyone's muted. My system's already duplicated of another. Interesting. Here, you know what I can do is, I can just give you the prompt. So that is one thing is you can duplicate your bot, but you can't duplicate the duplicate of the bot. You have to keep duplicating the original one. And so I probably duplicated this from another one. Now you can't copy it. So I'm sorry about that. Why don't I just give you the prompt? How about that?
That'd be great.
That's what I'm gonna do. Am I still sharing my screen, by the way? No?
You are not.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is, here, let me just give you guys this prompt. Boom. Now this is what I'm doing here. And here's what I'll do is share. Anyone with the link can view it. There you go. Okay. So I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, in this particular prompt, guys, this is a little trick that I use if we want the AI that's talking to them to be able to call. So you can just go into the tools, right, and turn on call user. What I have found to be more reliable, and this is just me, is I like to get it to add a tag to call the user and then remove the tag afterwards. Okay, so if you read the prompt carefully, you will see in here how it says important context, like use the tool add tag AI phone call to add a tag, right? We're gonna use that tag to trigger the phone call. You don't have to do it that way. That's just how I do it. That's how I like to do it. That's how I've always done it, and it works. And so this thing, which is taking forever to load. If we go here to this, so like, guys, you can copy that prompt, but you'll need to have that tool, right? So we go to tools and APIs, custom in that workflow, right? We did built in message. And guys, this stops on step, and then I guess the additional doesn't get in the way of them. If you want them to be, you can
We lost it.
There you go.
Hey, Bernie, do you want to make me a co-host?
Prompt. How about that?
That'd be great.
That's what I'm gonna do.
We lost.
Am I still sharing my screen, by the way? No?
You are not.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is
Stop sharing the
here.
screen
Let me
on
just
accident.
give you guys this.
No. Someone has to have the recording.
Just give you guys this prompt. Boom. Now this is what I'm doing here, and here's what I'll do is share. Anyone with the link can view it. There you go. Okay, so I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, in this particular prompt, guys, this is a little trick that I use if we want the AI that's talking to them to be able to call. So you can just go into the tools, right, and turn on call user. What I have found to be more reliable, and this is just me, is I like to get it to add a tag to call the user and then remove the tag afterwards. Okay, so if you read the prompt carefully, you will see in here how it says important context, like use the tool add tag a phone call to add a tag, right? We're going to use that tag to trigger the phone call. You don't have to do it that way. That's just how I do it. That's how I like to do it. That's how I've always done it, and it works. And so this thing, which is taking forever to load. If we go here to this, so like, guys, you can copy that prompt, but you'll need to have that tool, right? So if we go to tools and APIs, custom tools, it's a tool. We need to have the tag to add a tool. And it looks like I don't have it in this account. So what we're going to do is I'll just show you how to make this, right? We'll create the tool to add a tag. And I already have the name for it here, so let's just make sure that we're using the same one. And guys, you can call it whatever you want, but in this one, I'm calling it this because I'm calling out this prompt. I'm calling out this one with the prompt, so I want it to match. And then we'll say, use this tool to add a tag to the user if the user indicates they want a phone call, right? And then we're going to just have it, we'll make the tag AI phone call. You can make the tag whatever you want, but that's the tag that you're going to use for your workflows, okay? So I think I can share this tool if you want, but I mean, you can make it yourself as easy as you want. So there's the tool I just put in the chat. And so what I'm doing here yourself is, but that's the tag that you, right? And then we're going to just have it, we'll make the tag AI phone call. You can make the tag whatever you want, but that's the tag that you're going to use for your workflows, okay? So I think I can share this tool if you want, but I mean, you can make it yourself as easy as you want. So there's the tool I just put in the chat. And so what I'm doing here in the prompt is I'm telling the AI important context. If at any time they want a phone call, use the tool add tag AI phone call. Calling out this prompt. I'm calling out this one the prompt, so I want it to match. And then we'll say, use this tool to add a tag to the user if the user indicates they want a phone call, right? And then we're going to just have it, we'll make the tag AI phone call. You can make the tag whatever you want, but that's the tag that you're going to use for your workflows. Okay, so I think I can share this tool if you want, but I mean, you can make it yourself as easy as you want. So there's the tool I just put in the chat. And so what I'm doing here in the prompt is I'm telling the AI important context. If at any time they want a phone call, use the tool add tag AI phone call, and it's going to add the tag. Okay, that's just how I like to do it. But then with that, you have to have a workflow that's triggered by that tag. So what you would do is you come here, and then let's go back to our automations. And I believe we have it in AI tools, make outbound call. Okay, so I have, this is how I do it.
Guys, I wonder how much quicker my productivity would be if my computer loaded.
Guys, I have have the two triggers for the call. One of the triggers is the tag AI phone call. Remember, we just made a tool to add this tag. The AI will automatically add this tag. If the person says, can you please call me, it'll add this tag, and then it's going to wait 10 seconds or whatever, so it doesn't seem too robotic, and then we're going to call it, right? So in here, this is where you have to put your assistant ID, right? So that whatever system you're using is going to make the call. It's being triggered by the tag, okay? Now, I do have a fallback here that says if the customer replies and they say, call me, or give me a call, that will also trigger it. So with both of these together, if someone's texting our AI and they say, can you call me? This workflow is going to call them, right? And then all I'm doing here is I have a custom field called AI call counter, and I'm adding one. And the whole purpose, this is just for attribution, because sometimes people like to fuck with your AI and they want it to call it over and over again, so I can see how many times they called it, right? That's all this is. It's a super simple workflow, and the AI is doing the work here. It's the AI is the one adding that tag in the prompt that I just gave you. That's it. So now you have an AI that can respond, and now you have an AI that can call them as well. Since you have two triggers with AI call twice, no, it shouldn't call twice. And if I've never experienced that. So then what we have, guys, is this is something that I learned from actually one of our users who kind of made this. This is a really cool workflow to get context. All right. So I recommend this because here's the thing with AI. If you remember our AI assistant, right? I have two, right? You can do it all in one. You absolutely can. People do. This is the way that I've done it. And guys, please, if you find a better way, you can improve on it. This is how I've done it. Is I use the booking bot to text them, right? I'm texting right here, and this bot will call them. The thing is if this bot calls them, now it's still going to go through the prompts, right? So the very first thing is I'm going to text them. The AI is going to be like, hey, do you want to schedule a call, right? And they're like, hey, can you call me? It's going to call them, and it's going to go through the tasks again, right? So I want it to have context of what the hell it's saying. I don't want it to go through tasks 1 through 5 during a text message, and then it calls them and it goes through text 1, and it goes through tasks 1 through 5 again, right? I want it to call and have complete contextual awareness of what they were saying on the text message, right? So there are ways to do this all in one bot. I just make a separate bot that's just for calling. Okay, now this bot is my outbound calling system, and you know what? It looks like this was a copy, so I can't share this, but I'll just give you the prompt here. And what I'll do is format, insert a page break, and I'll say calling bot. Boom. So it's here. All right, so now let's look at this. This is we're using two separate bots. One is to text them and try and book them. If they call, and now we're going to call them with this bot, and it's very similar. We're still using the custom fields. This is you are this bot from this name. You work for this company, right? Based off the form that they submitted, and this, you're well versed in their offering, whatever. But what makes this cool is there are no tasks, right? The tasks, what we're putting here is custom 2 and custom 5. Where do these custom things come into play? It comes in on that workflow for the outbound calling, right? So this is really clever, guys. Let me show you this. On that outbound calling, we're going to use this assistant ID, whatever you make for your outbound calling, that's the assistant ID that we're going to use in the outbound calling workflow, where we go here to make an outbound call.
Oh, wait, I gotta use the bathroom. Give me a sec. Alright, guys. Take a break for a bit. Some more Cheetos. Get into this.
Right, that's the one we're gonna make there. But then we can fill out custom variables, custom variable 1, custom variable 2, custom variable 3. You see that stuff, right? We can put custom variables, and whatever you put in here, you can put in the prompt, right? So custom 2, what is custom 2? Check this out, guys. Over here in this workflow, customer replied, we have a custom field called an update contact field, right? That's it. So whenever they reply, we are updating a field called message history with contact message history and then user message body. So this is in a snapshot, but if you don't have a snapshot, this is exactly how it works. We're gonna have a custom field called contact message history and then user message body. So what it's doing is every single time they reply, it's updating this field with their previous reply and their new reply. It's creating a transcript, right? And then what I'm doing here is in that workflow where we're calling them, we're putting that transcript into the custom field, right? So that's the wrong one. When we're making the call, we're putting that transcript in, right? So all we're doing is on this outbound call, you just use the action make outbound call, custom variable 1. We're saying you are calling this person because they just asked you to, right? Now we're going to say you have full contextual awareness about if the user, like the previous conversation, if the user asked about the previous conversation, you are to know what was said. Here's that conversation, contact message history, which is the custom field that we're updating every single time they talk to us on this field. So if they say anything, we're updating the field called contact message history, and then when we call them, we're updating this field, or we're just in this field, just to say, hey, if they want to know what the hell you were talking about, this is what this is the conversation, it's contact message history. And then we're double downing on it with custom.
Thought my mom was calling me. I was wrong, chat.
Custom variable 2, we're saying what is custom variable 2? It's contact message history, and then right here in the prompt it says, we say if the user asks about the previous conversation that you had before, respond accordingly. Here's that conversation, custom 2. So the AI is what's custom 2, and what's that custom 2, which is contact message history. So we're basically reinforcing it. We're putting it 2 different places, right? We're putting custom variable 1, custom variable 2, and then custom variable 5 is nothing, right? So that's why task custom 5. So it doesn't have any tasks. Its whole task is it's calling people, it's calling someone, and it's looking at the context of the awareness. It's looking at the conversation, so it has contextual awareness, and it's just going to keep going. So it's a really clever way of just having an additional bot that its whole purpose, like it does have an identity of like, hey, you work for this company, but it doesn't have any tasks. Its whole task is going to be reading the previous conversation and then reacting off of it. This is a really cool way, guys, of having contextual awareness between your AI bots, right? Now, I know there's people out there way smarter than me who can just figure it out in one assistant, so you don't have to have a booking bot and then a calling bot. You can do that. I just like this way. This is my way. This is how I like to do it. And this way that I don't have one bot like over jumbled with like, if you're texting them, do this. If you're calling them, do that. If it's an inbound call, do that. Because the more stuff that you load into one assistant, it increases the latency, it becomes slower. I like to have different bots that just do one thing and they do it good and it knows how to do it. So these are the only two bots I'm using to fulfill the client. Is one is just an all-around booking bot. The whole purpose is to book the estimate. And then one is the calling bot, right? In terms of the AI, guys, this is it. That's the only AI. It's just these two assistants. Everything else, all the other magic is in those workflows, which we have a snapshot of. Okay. Now I need to take a pause and get a drink of water because I'm going crazy.
Do you want me to take over for?
Okay, guys, I'm good. Is this helpful for everybody?
100%.
If I don't hear that it's helpful, I'm going to cancel right now and call into this. Okay, there we go. So now let's go back to the automations, right?
Bernie, can I ask a quick question?
No. Yeah, you can.
Okay. So I've seen that in other workflows on how we're updating the message history. Is it keeping it in aggregate or does it get overwritten every time?
I believe it's an aggregate. It just keeps adding on to it. And there, I know, well, let me check. I think it keeps adding each new message on. It depends on it. And if not, I know Harid, you guys know Harid, he's user accessible. He made a pretty good video on making sure that it amends. So if that way that I just showed you doesn't keep amending the transcript, I know for a fact there's a video in the school group that shows you exactly how to do that. So someone said, will this be recorded too? Yes, guys, this will be recorded. I'll share the recording. What's the name of the snapshot in the school group? So I just call this my AI agency client fulfillment snapshot. And I believe in the classroom, guys, there is, yeah, it's right here, snapshot setup. If you don't have the snapshot, so everything I'm doing, like going through right now, there's already a video on it and there's already a document on it. I just felt it would be good to go through live. Okay, if you don't have it, you want it, you know what you should do? Bug Laura, email Laura, and she can take care of you. Laura, if you're on the call, sorry, but there's how people get the snapshot.
She is not on the call right now.
That's okay, I can still bug her. And she'll know how to find the snapshot. Okay. Alrighty, let's get back to sharing my screen. So guys, again, this whole snapshot, I like to keep it super simple. There's a lot of other stuff that you can add in there if you want, and we all know we've seen snapshots, but the real magic is here, is the speed to lead. Then I have 3 different folders for appointment confirmations. And the purpose of this is because depending on your client, you're gonna have a different type of appointment, right? Some people, if it's home services, they're doing estimates, right? And what is an estimate? It means they're going to their home, they need the address, and that's where they're going. And so the workflow is a little bit different. Now, there's some appointments where it's a walk-in, right? And say you're doing a reactivation campaign for a salon, that means that they're gonna go to a location, right? The customer is coming to them versus an estimate. And so the workflows are almost the same. It's just the language is different, being like, hey, here's the address that you need to come to versus like, hey, I just want to make sure we're going to the right address. This is the address we have on file, right? And then we also have the last time appointment, where depending on your niche, right? It could be a phone call or a Zoom call appointment, right? Where no one's going anywhere. It's just a link. So this is a phone call appointment, right? And all of these guys, they just have 3 different workflows. So they're on draft by default because out of these 3 folders, 2 of them should be drafted and only 1 of them should be published based off of your niche. Okay. So let's just say, well, let's just go to like the home services one. I guess this is kind of overkill, but this is just like through experience, me realizing that there's different types of appointments, you could just have one freaking appointment reminder workflow and make it work for everybody. But this is what we're doing here is the language is catered to the type of appointment, right? So a lot of these workflows, like all the appointment confirmation and reminders workflows are almost identical. It's just about the language that's being sent, right? We're going to add a tag that says in the book. We're going to send an internal email notification to the client saying so-and-so just scheduled an estimate with you. The other one's going to say so-and-so just scheduled an appointment to walk into your thing, right? So it's just the language. That's all that's different, right? And then we're going to send them a text notification. We're going to update the pipeline. We're going to send a text notification to the client. Hey, I just saved time for you and we'll see you then. The address that we have on file for you is this, right? Now, obviously this language doesn't work if it's a hair salon, right? Because we don't need their address. In the hair salon one, we're giving them our address. That's the only difference on these workflows, guys, is it's like, if it's an estimate, we need to know about their address. If it's a walk-in, they need to know our address. If it's a phone call, it's like, hey, I'll call you at this number, right? So I just have them all built out. You need to draft 2 of them and publish one of them based off of your niche. And then it's just basic stuff, right? 24-hour reminder, 1-hour reminder, and that's it, okay? Now, for all of these, we do have a cancellation rebooking, right? So if they cancel, the trigger is if the appointment's canceled, we're going to send a notification to our business owner saying, hey, this has been canceled, but no actions needed on your part. We're working to rebook them, right? And then we're going to text the person to rebook them. And guys, remember, this isn't AI. This is sending text messages. But if we reach out to them and say, sorry, you had a rate check and reschedule you, if they reply, the AI will book them, right? So I'm not trying to get AI to do all this follow-up. I have the follow-up built out. But if they reply, the AI will book them, right? So I'm a big believer in not trying to overstress the AI because then that's just where things break. We're just going to follow them with these manual SMS. Don't overcomplicate it. If the client ever replies, then the AI will book them. Now, so that's if they cancel, and then if it's a no-show, it's going to be similar, right? Except it's just a different trigger, right? If they didn't show up, we're going to follow up with them immediately. And, hey, sorry, I missed you. Like, when do you think you might like to reschedule? It's just a no-show workflow. And guys, it's the same thing. This isn't AI. This is a text message. If they reply, then AI will answer them. Okay? Keep it super simple, guys. Now, that is the next part, right? So we have the appointment confirmations, we have the speech lead. All these 3 folders are just appointment confirmations. We did built in a database reactivation, which, guys, if you're setting stuff up for clients, I highly recommend you do a database reactivation because it's a quick win, it's an easy win, and it's a way for you to drum up more business for your clients without having to spend money on ads. If you're working with any established business by any means, they have a list of customers, the previous customers, previous leads, all that kind of stuff that you can just text them and drum up new business, right? A lot of business owners, they have a list, they don't have the mechanism to text them, they don't know how to do it. So also, it's a super basic workflow, right? We're going to add a tag saying DR campaign. That's just for attribution, right? So we know that we've enrolled them. You don't want to keep enrolling people in the same campaign or whatever, so it's just for attribution. Turn on the AI assistant. Guys, this is just an active tag. Okay, so you can make it whatever you want. So I'm saying make sure that it's like your active tag, and then you want to make sure it's updated with your offer, right? Because this is not ready to go. So we're saying, hey, contact name, this is so-and-so from this business. We're offering, and guys, this is where you need to put in your offer. So you could be like, we're offering a free teeth whitening, this week only, whatever it is, whatever your niche is, whatever the offer is, come up with an offer. I would recommend this week only and then say interested. But here, I literally have insert offer here. So if you send this without editing it, you're going to look like an idiot. So that's why I have a note that says make sure you update this with your offer, okay? And that's all it is. You come up with an offer, talk to the business owner about what kind of offer they would like. You text them, and then we wait 3 hours to see if they reply. If they haven't replied, we're texting them again with their name. We're going to wait a day, text them again, and I think we're sending 4 texts. Again, it stops on response. So if they reply to the first text message, that's great. Now our AI will do the rest of the work. If they don't reply, then we're going to text them again, right? So every one of my workflows is stop on response because I want the AI to take over. But I am using workflows so that I can stay in control of what's happening. I don't want to tell the AI do this, do that, and it doesn't. I'm just using workflows, and if it replies, the AI is taking over. Okay, super simple. This is a great way to drum up business. How does AI take over when somebody replies? Okay, guys. So this is a refresher if you know this, but if you haven't, let me just make sure you're aware. When you come to your AI assistant, when you make your AI assistant, the way that you turn it on for texting is what's called an active tag, right? So you see right here the tag. So this one says booking assistant. So that means that is the active tag, right? So if this tag is attributed to any contact in the system, that means the AI is on. If it's not, then the AI is not on. And you can change the tag here, right? So when you create a bot, it automatically creates a tag that looks like some crazy number, but then you can change it to whatever tag you want, right? So you just make a tag and you make it whatever you want, and then you attach it to the assistant. So this tag is booking assistant, which means if this tag is on, then the AI is on. So let's go back to the workflow, because I think I actually have the wrong tag in here. So since that tag was booking assistant, we want to add the tag here. So here actually sales assistant, so it's the wrong one. So we would add the tag booking assistant, right? And it's whatever tag you guys make, but the tag that you make that aside the assistant, that's the tag that you're adding. And if that tag is on, now the AI is on. It's as simple as that. So generally you want one workflow that's adding a tag to it. That's all that is. And so now we're sending text messages, but if they reply, the AI is going to take over. Does that make sense? How would we feed a database list to this workflow? All right, I am so glad you asked. Guys, it's really easy to run a database reactivation. I do have videos on it in the school group. If you want to run a database reactivation, what you do is you go here to contacts, okay? And now we're going to say you go to import contacts, right? And it needs to be a CSV, right? So you upload a CSV of the contacts, whatever, you get this from your client, right? You upload it, and it's going to say, okay, make sure the fields are right, name equals name, phone equals phone, whatever. So you upload it, say, verify whatever. And once it's uploaded, what you'll do is you'll have a long list of them. Here, let me just show you in my regular one so it makes more sense. What you'll do is you can select the entire list, right, that they give you by selecting all. I guess if you're going to do a recommendation campaign, I would not recommend that you do these all at once. I would do them in batches, but you select them all and you say add to automation. Okay, and then here is where you would find that workflow. So that one we had a DVR. This is my personal account, so there's like 10 million workflows. But you would just select that DVR workflow, and then what I would do is what you should do is do not send it all at once. So if you select 1,000 people, don't send it all at once. Send it in a drip mode, right? You pick your day, say it's today, and here's what's kind of really annoying. You see how it's 5:29 right now? I cannot schedule for 5:29. I actually have to schedule it like 6 minutes ahead of time. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I don't know why. So schedule it for a few minutes later, right? And then what I do is number of messages per batch is I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one text message per batch, and I'm going to repeat after 1 minute. So basically, I'm sending a text message a minute, right? You could do like 2 or 3, but you do not want to do like 1,000 at once, because then you'll run into issues. You can get your account suspended. There's sometimes like if the numbers aren't verified, it'll be like too many numbers, a bunch of unverified numbers, and it'll just don't do it. So just batch them out, and that's how you do it. I do have videos on this in the school group of like where it's more in depth and there's other tips and tricks. That's as simple as that. And so let's go to the agency. So in this one, you would just literally pick that workflow. It's called DVR. That's it. Now, guys, if you're in our group and you've been with us for a while, you know that we have like other crazy workflows for like dialing them and calling them and weekly dials and daily dials. And that stuff is cool. You can upload it and stuff, and you can do that for your customers. But for me, the basic one that I'm uploading from is just a snapshot. Right? This doesn't have all those crazy workflows. It's just a database activation, which is one workflow, the speed delete stuff, the appointment confirmations, and then we do have some utilities in here where it's like to send a review request. Right? Remember yesterday I said we want to have a bundle where it's like we're going to do reputation management, we can get a review request. We have the inbound missed call text back, which is just a GHL forever. And then we have this one, what's in here. So if anybody replies and they say unsubscribe or wrong number or whatever, we're going to automatically send them to do not disturb. Right? So those are just sort of some utilities. Someone says, is phone verification necessary for our sub-accounts? Sort of a loaded question. So it's not necessary, right? But if you are doing these services for your client, because you'll have clients who'll be like, yeah, dude, I have 100,000 leads, let's text them all. And it's like, dude, are they on, like, are some of these phone numbers opted in? Are some of those phone numbers on do not call lists? Are some of them bogus numbers? Right? So if you get some whale who has 1 million people that they want to text, I would 100% recommend verifying that list first, run it through a verification system. And I believe there's one that's called, I put a post in it here, let's just see. It's cleaning your list or something. I made a post about it. Here. If you want to clean the list, guys, check out these websites. So DataZap, and this is only if you have like a huge list, right? And you need to do this. It's a half a penny a record. I would recommend you get your client to pay for this, especially if it's a big volume, right? Like, because I had a credit repair company that had 70,000 leads in there, which is fine. You can batch them out day after day, but you want to clean this stuff. Otherwise, you can damage like the reputation of the phone number. You can get it suspended. You could be wasting money. Like you could be texting people that the phone numbers don't exist. So this definitely isn't necessary, but it's recommended if you're going to be doing high volume, okay? And there's another one in here that I have that I recommended, list source. This is a lot more geared towards like real estate and stuff, but yeah, that's just a tip, I guess. So tell me the snapshot is free. Yes, sir. You can also.
I pinged Laura for the link and she hasn't gotten back to me yet. I don't know if you let me know where to find it and put the link in there.
I'll get it out. Don't worry about it, guys. I know I said I'll give you snapshots. I will. Just give me time. By tomorrow, I'll post a bunch of stuff. So that's it, right? So that's the utilities. These are just basic stuff for like if they want to unsubscribe, we're going to unsubscribe them. Inbound missed call text back. Now the one last thing that I want to show you how to do is the pre-call and post-call webhooks. Okay, this is where some of the magic can happen in terms of like if you have your AI calling, right? So I walk through these two in depth, right? This is a workflow that's updating the transcript every single time. That's it. And then we have the one that's calling them, and we're utilizing this variable so it has contextual awareness of the conversation. That's these two workflows, right? Now we have 2 more workflows for our pre-call webhook and our post-call webhook. The one that's really important is the post-call webhook, okay? This one is, let me show you exactly how to do this, because it already has it here. Let me build it from scratch like really quick, but I'm gonna go through this workflow just so you understand it. So once you create your AI assistant, and this is for voice, right? Post-call, it's a calling thing. Once you create your AI assistant, let's just say this one. What you wanna do is, well, no, not tools, it's gonna be under call settings, I believe. Yeah, see here how it says incoming call webhook and post call webhook, right? See that? This is where you can get all this information that comes in the phone call. So System is storing all this transcript information in the phone call. So what you do is I'm gonna basically make the post call webhook thing from scratch, so you understand it. So you create the workflow, and the trigger.
Sorry guys, I just got distracted, dude. I downloaded Instagram real quick and got a bunch of notifications. I'm about to uninstall it. Don't get distracted.
A double jaw surgery. There's nothing. on investment is extremely high. It's $35,000 for a double jaw surgery with full facial implants.
Gosh. All right. Sorry, y'all. We got distracted. Alright, we're uninstalling Instagram again. Not to get distracted. Man. We're gonna reinstall soon to plan on posting reels and all that good stuff. Like the reason I'm recording long form is to document my journey, and then like eventually it's gonna be super easy for me to upload on TikTok, YouTube Reels, Instagram Reels. So I'm using stuff like Opus Clips so I can automate my whole content system just through these YouTube videos, right? So if I make a YouTube video that's long form and they can clip from the short to the short form. So yeah, well, let's get back to this. Got distracted. Sorry.
Of the conversation. That's these two workflows, right? Now, we have two more workflows for our pre-call webhook and our post-call webhook. It's recommended if you're going to be doing high volume, okay? And there's another one in here that I have that I recommend. You get your client to pay for this, especially if it's a big volume, right? Like, because I had a credit repair company, they had 70,000 leads in there, which is fine. You know, you can batch them out day after day, but you want to clean this up. Otherwise, you can damage like the reputation of the phone number. You can get it suspended. You could be wasting money. Like, you could be texting people that the phone numbers don't exist. So this definitely isn't necessary, but it's recommended if you're going to be doing high volume, okay? And there's another one in here that I have that I recommended, list source. This is a lot more geared towards like real estate and stuff, but yeah, that's just a tip, I guess. So tell me the snapshot is free. Yes, sir. You can also.
I pinged Laura for the link and she hasn't gotten back to me yet. I don't know if
Okay, I'm going to get a water, throw away this, and refill my stuff, and I'm not gonna get distracted again. We're locked in. All right, we're gonna lock in. Let's get this done. 2 hours in. Shout out to Product Cams, Helena Liu. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, and Mr. Bernie. God bless you guys. God bless you guys. Thank you for providing so much value for free. Man, I don't know where I'd be without all this.
let me know where you find it and put the link in there.
I'll get it out. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just I know I said I'll give you snapshots. I will. Just give me time. By tomorrow, I'll post a bunch of stuff. So guys, that's it, right? So that's the utilities. These are just basic stuff for like if they want to unsubscribe, we're going to unsubscribe them. Inbound, miscall, text back. Now, the one last thing that I want to show you how to do is the pre-call and post-call webhooks. Okay, this is where some of the magic can happen in terms of like if you have your AI calling, right? So I walk through these two in pretty like in depth, right? This is a workflow that's updating the transcript every single time. That's it. And then we have the one that's calling them, and we're utilizing this variable so it has contextual awareness of the conversation. That's these two workflows, right? Now we have two more workflows for our pre-call webhook and our post-call webhook. The one that's really important is the post-call webhook. Okay, this one is. Let me show you exactly how to do this because it already has it here. Let me let me build it from scratch, like really quick, but I'm going to go through this workflow just so you understand it. So once you create your AI assistant, and this is for voice, right? Post call, it's a call thing. Once you create your AI assistant, let's just say this one. What you want to do is, well, not tools, it's going to be under call settings, I believe. Yeah, see here how it says incoming call webhook and post call webhook, right? You see that? This is where you can get all this information that comes in the phone call. So Assistant was storing all this transcript information in the phone call. So what you do is I'm gonna basically make the post call webhook thing from scratch, so you understand it. So you create the workflow, and the trigger is going to be inbound webhook. Okay, it's a premium action. So what it's going to GHL basically provides you with this crazy looking link. You copy it, and then you go back over here and you say post call webhook, and you click on that little arrow and see how it says initialized. Right now, see how it's green. Okay, so now we just initialize it. And so now we can go back here and we say fetch sample results. Okay, see that? So that wasn't there before until I initialized it. So now I can click on this and look at all this crazy stuff that's coming over. This is all the information that's being stored in the AI phone conversation. We have call ID, call type, a direction, whether it's outbound or inbound, to, from, contact ID, disconnection reason, right? This list is growing over time. When I first was doing this, there was like 4 things here. Now we have the user sentiment, the call summary, call completion, right? All this crazy stuff is going to be coming over automatically after every single call, but you have to set it up in the workflow, right? Like that's all you have to do. Save that trigger, boom. So after every single call, all that information is coming over, and it's going to create a contact for you. Now what's cool is now. Check this out. This didn't used to be the case. So he says it's automatically going to create a new contact. If the contact already exists, it will be updated. Before, we had him say either create a new one or update one. Now it's automatically, if it's already there, it'll just update the existing contact, or it'll create a new one. Because there will be people who call your AI voice number, more than once. You don't want to create a new contact for it. So this is a cool new feature where it will automatically update it. And now let me just show you the rest of like how I did this here. So once you set up that post call webhook, so here's literally what I was doing. I was going to find contact and update everything. Now it'll update automatically. But you can do things like this. So you can make a custom field, and we have one called AI conversation transcript. It's inside the web, it's inside the snapshot, and that's going to show up in your contact. So AI conversation transcript, that field will show up if we just open up a contact, it's going to show up with all your other custom fields. So if we go here, it's going to be somewhere down. See, AI conversation transcript, AI conversation summary, voice transcript, like whatever custom field you make, you put them here. And what it's going to do is it's going to update it with this information. Where do we get this information? Right, the inbound webhook. This is only available from here. Now, since we made that inbound webhook, we can take any of this stuff and use it to update fields, send it. So right here we have transcript, right? We have the user sentiment, we have the full transcript, and all I'm doing here is I'm updating it with this, right? So here I can delete it to show you how, like we say, update our custom field, AI transcript, and we're going to click on this, and see how it shows inbound webhook trigger? It's only showing that because we set that up. Now if we click on that, we have all these fields that we can use. So I want to update transcript with transcript, right? And you save that. So we already have the workflow here, we already have the custom fields here, because you can do this with whatever you want. So we have transcript, we have call summary, right? Update it with a call summary. Okay, now I like to add a little wait step for half a minute so we can wait for the data exchange, because workflows, they are automatic, they take a few seconds to process. So I wait a minute there, and then what I'm doing here is, did the user book an appointment? Okay, because you can do whatever you want with this. You don't have to use this, but for me, my client, the main thing that we're doing for them is we're booking appointments. So I'm gonna say, did the user book an appointment? How do we know? We have a condition here that says, are they active in that appointment confirmation workflow? If an appointment gets booked, they automatically go into the workflow, right? So if they're active in it, that means that an appointment was booked. And if it did book a notification, now I want to send my client a notification via text message. Hey, so-and-so, Mr. Business Owner, so-and-so just booked a meeting with you. Here's a summary of the call, right? And that's coming from here. So you can send them, here's a summary, here's a transcript. Honestly, if we were to do this, we'd probably say, here is their info. And we could say their contact, full name. We could say phone number. And we can take that from our inbound webhook trigger. We could say the phone number, like if they called us, it's phone number, or ideally it's already updated, we could say contact, phone. So you can, I recommend getting stuff right from the webhook trigger because it's, it's live in the conversation. So you can even like put the recording there, you can put whatever you want. I have it really dumbed down and really simple saying, here's a summary of the call, right? But you can do whatever you want here, guys. And that is that. That is the whole fulfillment, right? That's all it is you can make these workflows from scratch or use our snapshot, but all you're doing is basically updating a few custom values and then publishing this for them. Now, I will say one last thing, if you're brand new to this, there are a couple of things that you're going to do for fulfillment, and that's going to be connecting their calendars, right? Because all of these are going to be booking to a calendar that's in here, right? Whatever calendar, there's probably just one booking calendar in here. If we even have one. If we don't, then the snapshot sucks and we need to make one. But basically, they're going to be booking to the calendar inside of GHL. So when you get on a call with your client, what you're going to want to do, and most of them are because most business owners are going to have a like Google Workspace. Some of them will have Outlook. If they have they might have Calendar. You need to figure out what calendar system they're using. But you just come down here, you go to integrations, and if they're using Google, you just connect that. You connect them with their Google Calendar, right? That's what you're doing. Now, if they have Outlook, it's GHL is kind of annoying. The Outlook is in a different place. It's like you have to go to their contact and then select Outlook. And then if it's Calendly, you can do Calendly. But that's all you're doing. So that's like the last step is like connect their calendar. So that way when the AI books to the GHL calendar, it's booking to their Google calendar, right? And then everything's magic. Then they don't even need to log into this. They're just getting appointments on their calendar. So that's sort of the last step. And then I guess the additional step, which we all are familiar with, is A2P. You need to get like the texting A2P verified. That's a whole separate world, but that's not really AI. That's just that. So collect their information, get them A2P, get their calendar integrated, and then everything else is all gravy, baby. It's just these automations. That's it. Okay. How do we set up their subdomain view in terms of what? I don't know what you mean, Sebastian, by subdomain view. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what that means. If you're asking,
I think what he meant is like, how you have like contacts, calendars, plots, etc. He's asking like what order those would be in. You actually don't get to decide that. The short answer is you actually don't get to decide that.
Okay. Someone said, can you cover the pre-call webhook? Yes, so guys, I'm not doing a whole lot with the pre-call because this is before, so post-call is like, if someone calls in or you can call, it's getting all the information. The pre-call is, for me, we're basically just creating the contact. That's all we're doing. There's nothing in that workflow there, but it's just for, here, it's either find contact or make a contact, that's it. There's not a whole lot there. The real magic is in the post-call webhook because now the call has happened, right? Like, who cares, that's where all the information is coming. So the real magic is in here, and I encourage you to take a lot from, to add on to this, right? You can update other fields of all the stuff that's coming in the transcript. You can create notes, you can send emails. Like, this is basically sending a notification only if they get booked. But you can take out this step and send them a notification every single time a call is made. You can do a lot with this. I just want to get your creative juices flowing so that you can use this. But guys, that is basically it. That is all fulfillment. Today we actually ended 17 minutes early, so bravo for me. But I will now answer any questions that we have, if I can answer them. Should we buy a phone number for every client? Yes. And get a
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Mike, I'll expand on that a little bit too. The reason you want to buy a new phone number for every single business is because, so let's say you had one, business owner that spammed a lot of people and then that phone number got blacklisted. You don't want the rest of your clients to also not be able to send out text messages because one person, didn't do a good job. And it's just, some people try to call it. It's just way cleaner to keep everything separate.
Yeah, it's basically a liability thing, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you never ever want to combine them. First of all, thank you, Bernie. I think you deserve a round of applause. Can Bernie get a round of applause here, guys? I know you're all muted, but that was amazing 3 days that we covered. Yes, the replays will be sent out. And I just want to kind of summarize, hope this brings things back for you guys. It's like the whole point here, again, is that it's about achieving business results, right? What results can you get them? We're not selling AI for the sake of AI. I know it sounds super cool and trendy to say that. So he's just thinking about the customer journey and the funnel, right? So how is the leads coming in? So the leads are coming through the forms, through Facebook lead ads or through Facebook ads to the form, right? That's basically how the leads are coming in. When the leads are coming in, then the automations will trigger, right? The people will, get SMS and emails automatically. And then when they reply to the SMS messages, the bots will trigger, right? And be able to reply to their email messages, be able to call them, get them onto the appointments. When they're booked on the calendar automation triggers, right? And if they show up or don't show up, depending on what they do, the other automations trigger. And so it's essentially they have a system that can continuously follow up and reach out to their clients over and over again, and just basically book leads and nurture their leads on automation, right? So I hope you can see that's the system that Bernie has created here through these tools.
And one thing I would like to sort of reiterate or stress is you can do a whole lot more with workflows and automations and AI. You can get to do crazy stuff and then charge a lot of money for it. But I've really built this snapshot as a way to keep it simple, because I really encourage you guys to keep it simple. There's not a whole lot in there, right? It's speed to lead, it's booking, it's following up with them, and then sending the transcripts, right? You don't please don't overcomplicate it because then you're just making it harder for yourself and it's just more things to break. Just having a speed to lead and follow up workflow for a business owner, that's adding a lot of value, right? Just with that. So I see some questions here. When is the next workshop? Oh my God, I don't know, guys. I don't know. So Heidi says, we have lead indicator. Where do we find the onboarding form that you showed? We found one in Snapshot that was much longer, more complicated. So Heidi, I'm going to just, since everyone wants a snapshot, I'm going to make a post after today's call with the recording and make sure that you can just get the snapshot that I just showed. Because I think there's another one out there that's floating around that I don't even know what it is. So I'll just post it in the group and you guys can all get the snapshot. Help explain the distinction between active tags versus AI on and AI off. That is a great question. So AI on doesn't do anything. That's the system saying that the AI is on. But AI off is a kill switch. So let's just go back to, let me illustrate this. Remember how I said, if you have any contact, right? So we had the AI assistant here, and we had an active tag called booking assistant, right? And so ideally, if this tag, booking assistant, that's not showing up. If this tag is on any contact, then the AI is on, right? So and if you remove the tag, then the AI is off. So here's a test contact. And so basically, if we wanted to turn AI on this contact, we would add that tag booking assistant, right? Now, if we wanted to turn it off, we would just remove it, right? But there's another way to turn the AI off without removing the tag. You can keep the tag on, and then you can add the tag AI off. And now, even if the tag is there, if this tag AI off is there, now the AI is off. So there's really two ways to turn it off, right? You can turn off the AI by removing the tag, which you can do in a workflow, you can do manually, or you can turn off the AI by leaving the tag there and just adding another tag called AI off. This tag is a kill switch. So it just sort of depends on how you want to do it. You'll probably find certain scenarios where you want to turn the AI off, like, or to remove the tag and add a different AI. But just know that AI off is a kind of a cool little feature where you can just add that off and turn off the AI. Are we able to create AI coaches with the system/indicator? Yeah, I do not see why not, for sure. Can the same number handle inbound and outbound calls and text? Yes, so Jesse, you can. But what you have to do, if you want it to be the same number, doing the texting and the calling, you need to set it up for texting. And this is the way it is now, guys. Things are going to change soon because we're going to have native texting inside of System coming soon. But right now, we're basically using GoHighLevel to send a text message, which means you have to get the phone number to GoHighLevel for the text message, and you have to get it to be approved. Then what you can do, if you want it to be the same number, which I never do, guys, by the way. I've had hundreds of clients, I never make the same number. I don't care. I don't want to do it. It's an extra step, and I'm lazy. But if you want it to be the same number, what you do is you go to numbers, and you import the number, right? Then you have to do this thing called SIP trunking. We have... here we have instructions on how to do it. So if you go here to phone numbers, importing numbers, right? There's articles on how to import it, there's instructions. So it's a whole thing, but then you can have the texting and calling from all the same number, right? It's not that much of an extra step. I just don't do it because I'm lazy. Now the caveat to this is, if you're gonna do this, you have to buy the number on Twilio, right? So GoHighLevel uses what's called lead connector, which is like their white labeled version of Twilio, and they really push it, and it's great, you can do a lot of things. But it can't do the SIP trunking where if we want to import the number, okay? So if we want to import the number, your sub account needs to be on Twilio in terms of the phone services. And so then you can import the numbers and do all the SIP trunking and stuff like that. So I know it's kind of complicated or confusing, but just know, like, if you want it to be one number, it can be. You just need to be on Twilio and then do the step where you import it, or just do two different numbers. Each sub account needs to be approval, right? That's correct. Do we give access to each owner to the sub account? Yes, generally, to the respective sub account, yes, I do. Now, something that I've seen from other people doing this, and I think it's kind of a good idea, is if this is all you're selling, and you're selling to business owners who, like, they're literally going to tell you, I'm not really techie, right, that kind of stuff, what you can do is hide a lot of the stuff so it doesn't get in the way of them. If you want them to be, like, if they're going to be logging in, is you can, like, in the settings for the user, you can make it so like they don't see, like, you can take away their permissions for all this other stuff, like media. That's so they can upload pictures, right? So like sometimes you can say, like, I don't want to see memberships or pipeline. Like you can just take it away. So like I would keep opportunities, but you can take it so that like the only thing they're seeing is like your calendar, the conversations, and the pipeline, right? That's just a bit of advice that you could choose to use or not. But if you're setting up for clients, I like to keep it as simple as possible. Right? And I don't want to have them like messing around in it or asking additional questions. You can just remove so they don't see it. And like the only thing they're getting is conversations, calendars, contacts, and opportunities. Okay, how to get the sub account Twilio? You just do that in your, if you're on lead indicator, just ask staff, like the staff, and they'll switch it over. Otherwise, I think I'm not sure, or maybe just reach out to GoHighLevel support and they'll do it. I know people on my account, they switch over all the time. I think you just need
I so like I think the way that if my memory serves me correctly, the way GHL set it up is that their lead connector system is automatically enabled, and you have to manually enable Twilio. They don't do it automatically, and I think it's just for business reasons. They don't really want you to use it, but it's like if you really want to use it.
I think they're making money off the usage.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can. I think you just need to literally reach out to support and they'll change it for you.
Right.
Yeah, GHL requires you to fill out a form to disable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do make it.
People do it all the time. Yeah.
You could do it. They just make it harder for you to do that.
Yeah, and soon enough you'll be able to send text messages directly out of Assistable. We already have the contracts for it. It's just about pushing the dev team to make it work. It'll be very soon. So you don't have to deal with all that importing and SIP trunking crap anymore. All right, guys. Well, that is all I have for today. I think I answered all the questions in the chat. I will do one more question before we hop off. If anybody has one last question. Anybody? Anybody at all? Going once, going twice? Nope. Oh, Ralph Allen got me on the last second. Ralph, what do you got? Ralph, if you are asking a question right now, you're on mute.
Oops. So I was trying to unmute it, and then I think I muted it.
He unmuted and you muted him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, so I purchased a couple of numbers from product camps, and I've tried several times to go through the A2P verification systems, and it keeps failing them. But it says it has to be a mobile or a landline. So how do you get these numbers to get verification through the A2P process when I don't know what the numbers we're buying through these pools are, but it's not working for me.
Okay, guys, so we just watched that whole video. That's my second time. I was actually in the meeting when that was going down, and it was so helpful, so much information, but I wasn't able to follow along, so I wasn't able to learn as well as I was right now, as I was following up and actually setting up my sub account to do this. And the whole reason why I'm doing all this is because I want to be able to fulfill myself pause. I want to be able to do client fulfillment through NAXPRT. I want NAXPRT to have client follow up, appointment reminders, all that good stuff, because that in itself is a demo, right? So when I cold call someone and then like I have a setter or myself, they put their name into the lead form for the calendar appointments, and then they're gonna receive the follow-ups. They're gonna receive an AI call. They're gonna receive all this good stuff, right? And they're gonna be like, oh shit, it works. Oh shit, it's working on me. They get to see it in action. They get to see the text messages, emails, all that good stuff. So from here on, I don't know if okay, I'm gonna keep recording. I'm just gonna keep working. I guess it's gonna be like a work vlog, day in the life, Seabass. But yeah. So right now, the biggest question I have is I'm trying to understand what the difference between having a calling bot and a booking bot. Like, how is the calling bot gonna book appointments if the appointment booking is in the booking bot? Okay, maybe I'm just gonna copy this, go into ChatGPT, and then I'm going to ask my question. How cool is that? And hopefully it can answer me. Okay. So I have this question. I know this system works. I'm just trying to understand it. We have a booking bot, which is the first script, and then calling bot, which is the second. I just don't understand how the calling bot will call and book if the booking is in the first script. Check it out. Oh, I need some more context. Assistable plus GoHighLevel. Okay. Send. Cancel. Send again. Oh. Well, first, let's get this step out of the way. Let's make a knowledge base for us. NAXPRT knowledge base. will be very valuable for us. Wow, this video's gonna take so long to upload. Praise the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name. May your will be done, may your kingdom come, as it is in heaven, on earth. Give us our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, for we have forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Sorry if you don't like jazz. Wonder if anyone is watching this. 2 hours and 39 minutes. I'll be incredibly appalled if someone is. But my intention for making this video specifically, this one is just for documentation. Come back on, look at the good old times. There's been in entrepreneurship, or dreamed to be an entrepreneur ever since I was a little kid, and wish I documented a lot of my failures, a lot of the things I have tried, because I've tried so many times to make something, and it's my first time documenting it all. It's pretty cool.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Hey there. Thanks so much for calling in. This is custom_values.ai_bot_name with neighborhood automation experts. How's it going? What brings you by today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm here to help you out. So what's on your mind today? Are you looking to automate something for your business or just curious about what we do?
Can I book an appointment?
Absolutely. I'd love to get you scheduled. Before we lock that in, I just need to grab a couple of quick details from you. Your email and phone number so we can send you those appointment reminders. What's the best email to use?
Sebastian email e@gmail.com.
Yeah, got it. So that's e@gmail.com. Just to confirm, is that e as in the letter at gmail.com?
Yep.
Perfect. And what's the best phone number to reach you at for the appointment reminder?
805-624-0423.
Great, thanks. So that's 805-624-0423. Just to make sure I have it right, is that the same number you're calling from right now?
Yes.
Awesome. So before we get you on the calendar, what's bringing you in today? What are you hoping to automate, or what challenges are you facing that made you reach out?
I have a automation business, and I'm honestly just testing out whether I can automate it.
Oh, interesting. So you're in the automation space yourself and want to see if you can automate your own operations. That's smart thinking. What part of your business are you looking to automate? Or is it more of a general exploration at this point?
GoHighLevel called me in the middle of that, so that's why. I had to hang up. Here I am. Hello, sir.
Hey there. Thanks so much for calling in. This is custom_value.
Start enabling some of these workflows. So this outbound webhook trigger should give a notification. This post call webhook trigger should update the contact and all the field data inside of it. Okay. And then I would like to we're just gonna start publishing all these, even though they won't work yet. And the reason they won't work yet is I don't have trunking enabled on GoHighLevel, which I will do now. So this is how you disable lead connector phone, so you can actually enable your own. Sorry, that was a freaky ass noise I just made. What the fuck? I'm trying to learn Twilio right now. Surprised what's going on if you guys are like, what the heck is he doing? I'm very confused on numbers. Like, why did I just create a sub account? And where is my sub account? So I guess sub accounts is if I want people to view what I'm doing. If they want a view of their numbers. Okay. Makes sense. So why do I have to create a sub account? Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just bugging out. Probably just chilling. Uploading straight from here. Maybe I'll manage sub accounts to make it a bit more nuanced or professional when I am making this for my clients. Okay, so now we're set up after that to tomorrow set up our A2P authentication, but that will take a while to get accepted, but we will be ready to go as soon as that's up. So we're pretty much ready to start selling, which is amazing. Who is the sales assistant? Has to be the booking bots. Has to be. Hello. Hello. Please start working. If you're watching this, drop 777 in the comments. First person to comment that will get $100. Okay, but there's a caveat. There's a 3-year return limit. No, 10-year. So I have to give it the next 10 years. I will give it to you though. If you type 1337, I promise I will reach out to you. I'll make it $1,000 actually. First person to type 1337. So I feel like it's gonna be 2 years from now. Someone's gonna finally watch through all of this, be like, holy shit. And you, sir, are the lucky winner. You deserve it. You were patient. Okay, I'm starting to understand a lot more how this all works. It's incredible. God bless the Lord for his wisdom. Ooh. Okay, tags. What's going on? It's like it doesn't want me to work. Please! I need to work on this. Shout out to my one sales rep. Bro wants to join a team. I'm doing this for you, man. Doing this so you can make some money. I'm doing this so you can have something amazing. going on? Why can't I go to active tags? Praise the Lord, guys. Praise the Lord for giving me focus. Dope. Guys, if you want the snapshot too, email me and I'll get it to you. Or leave a comment and I'll leave it to you. I'm not greedy, guys. I will always share what I'm doing. Unless it's like super secret. Super duper secret. Like the nuclear launch codes or something crazy. We won't turn that on yet. Okay. Should be easy to do. Guys, I gotta pee real quick. BRB. Alright, that was super quick. Guys, check out this jacket. So I had it on inside out the whole time. Or not inside out, that way out. It's also reversible. Fully reversible. Now, when I go like this, I will have it fully out the other way. Pretty cool. Look at that. Now, ladies, calm down. Boom. Check that out. Okay, let's get to work. I think after this, I'm gonna do all the A2P stuff, like my website privacy policy and stuff like that. Wow, this is Super simple. Yeah, effective. Shout out to Bernie for making this. Also curious if errors. Assistant. There's a white Kenny van pulling up in front of my house, guys. It's like they finally caught me for my tax evasion. Just kidding, I don't evade taxes. Forgot I'm uploaders, I can't say that.
Hey there. Thanks so much for reaching out to neighborhood automation experts. I'm really glad you stopped by. How can I help you out today? Hey there. Thanks so much for reaching out to neighborhood automation experts. I'm here to help you explore how we can make things easier for you. What brings you in today?
Yeah, what do you guys do?
I want to make sure I'm on the same page with you. It sounds like you're referring to something specific, but I'm not quite catching what you mean. Could you fill me in a bit more on what you're thinking about?
What do you guys do?
Great question. We specialize in home and business automation solutions that make life simpler and more efficient. We help clients automate everything from lighting and climate control to security systems and smart home integration. Basically, we take the hassle out of managing your space by putting things on autopilot. What's drawing you to automation right now? Is there something specific you're looking to streamline?
Chat.
Yo, what's up? All right, I got mega distracted. A lot of stuff went down. And now I have like an hour. So we're going to do like a 30-40 minute little work sesh right now and see what we can get done. Just had some pozole too. Shout out if you're Mexican or if you know what pozole is. Here, let's see if the post call webhook works.
Hello, my name is Steve, and I am the receptionist for GoHighLevel's trial experience team. Are you looking for a...
That was the wrong number. I was like, what happened to my bot for a sec? I was so confused. Okay. Calling bot.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
406 3182.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as the called party is temporarily unavailable. Please try again later.
Am I calling the wrong number? What's going on?
Welcome to Verizon.
Honestly, I don't have the patience for that right now, so we're gonna do an easier task. And excuse me, sorry. We're gonna work on making sure we're A2P compliant. So tomorrow when we submit our A2P request, we don't have to think about it too much and just get that going. So I need to make sure I have a privacy policy, and I don't think so. We only have a terms and service, so I will add that. The whole website's gonna go over rehaul soon too. Probably when I start dialing, I'll have more free time, because all we would do is just cold call and then whatever I can improve while I'm cold calling. Okay, let's go framer. Should be as easy enough as going here, 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 copy, paste, cap, remove, cap. Just want to close this cap. Or maybe I could just, what is this right here? Twitter social link. Privacy policy. And then okay, just gonna do this, who we are, Yes, I'm a perfectionist. No one is reading this privacy policy. No one is caring that the who we are is uncompromised. But I gotta do it for my sanity, guys. Gotta do it for my sanity. Did I mess that up? We're making a foolproof. Sleepy. Easy enough. So now when I go to NAXPRT bottom, they should be able to check out privacy policy. Yep, easy enough. Easy enough. Okay. Just follow these guys. Plug in my business. NAXPRT email is NAXPRT. Hello at NAXPRT.biz email. And let's go back to privacy policy and let's go into this text box and let's place. And let's go right here and open up layers. Oh, we're just gonna have to do it like that. On the final countdown, final countdown. Can I just go like, no, no. Excuse me. Thought that was the homie. Last thing is the opt-in form. But I'm gonna stop here. I gotta get ready. So that's it. That was this work sesh on a Sunday. 3 hours and 54 minutes. Probably like 2.5 hours of pure productivity. But yeah, I appreciate you guys from here. Gotta add the opt-in form tomorrow. I gotta do my ATP compliance tomorrow. I'll have a meeting. I want to see if I have time to do my salesman onboarding, make that process, and then as soon as I get ATP'd, I can finally finish my whole fulfillment and try it out, test it out. But yeah, man, got nothing to say other than work works. There's a shit ton of work, and I feel like I know I'm in the right vehicle because, or like I'm just in alignment because there's so much work, but it's so clear. There's just a mountain of work, but it's so clear what I have to do, what actions I have to do to execute. It's never been clearer, and it's simple at the end of the day, right? I just have to day in, day out, put in these hours. Eventually, I'm just gonna be selling. Eventually, I'm gonna get good at selling. Eventually, I'm gonna have a lot of clients. Eventually, I can have a sales team, then fulfillment, and all this stuff, right? But it starts here in the nitty gritty, making my operation scalable, making sure everything is compliant, making sure I'm all set to scale and able to serve my customers. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. If anybody's watching, this is such a random video. I don't know what I'll title this. Maybe like a like day in the life or something. I don't know. But if you did watch this, I appreciate you a lot for watching. Let me see if I can edit this real quick. You guys can see my beautiful face before I clock out. Yeah. Adios. Love you all.